Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to do the book review of another classic book written by Albert Camus, The Stranger. This book, The Stranger, is the American translation of the French version written by Camus, and The Outsider that you can find is the British translation of the same book. Albert Camus is a French author and philosopher who is best known for his theory of absurd. The theory of absurd simply believes that everything in this world is meaningless, so there is no point of sticking too much to anything, because at the end of the day everything is going to end. So there is no point of getting too much happy or too much sad about anything. After reading Kafka's Metamorphosis, I have developed a really serious interest in this literature of absurd, and I'll suggest you to read Metamorphosis before reading this book, because it is not the right place to start absurd literature. The protagonist of this book is Musel, who is also the narrator of this book, and the story begins with Musel receiving a telegram which informs him about the death of his mother. And the first thing that concerns him is that he needs to take leave in his office, and which is very much similar to the condition of Gregor Samsa in Metamorphosis that I have even discussed in the video when I have reviewed that book. Now I'll quote from the book. "It was something of a rush getting away, as at the last moment I had to call at Emmanuel's place to borrow his black tie and mourning band. He lost his uncle a few months ago. When he reaches the place where his mother dies in the old age home, everybody around him expects him to cry there, but he does not show any such emotion, and he orders a coffee instead and starts smoking there." So it is very easy for you to judge this character because he is quite indifferent to everything that is happening to his life. He is not just indifferent to the unfortunate events happening to his life, but also the fortunate ones. Like when he gets promoted, he does not even react to that. I'll quote again. "You are a young man," he said, "and I'm pretty sure you'd enjoy living in Paris. And of course you could travel about France for some months in the year." I told him I was quite prepared to go, but really I didn't care much, one way or the other. Mary came that evening and asked me if I would marry her. I said I didn't mind. If she was keen on it, we would get married. So again, it is very easy for the reader to judge this character, but you need to cross-check yourself that on what basis you are judging this character. Because he's not just interested in the certain set up institutions by the society, like the institution of marriage or the institution of church. He is also an atheist, because of which he gets into a lot of trouble in the second part of this book. Musel is said to be an absurd man who also commits a crime for some seemingly absurd reasons, and for that he undergoes trials in the second part of this book. The book needs to be approached with a very liberal mind, because you won't be able to enjoy the essence of writing of Albert Camus if you go by the prejudiced ideas. The book is actually a novella, but it is very deep, and it is up to the reader to interpret the characters, the events, or the relevance of the events. It is up to you to decide if the character is really indifferent or he is just acting to be indifferent. This book reminded me of the very famous quote by Francis Bacon that some books are to be tasted, some to be swallowed, and some few are to be chewed and digested. And this is one of those few books that I have spent days in chewing and digesting, and I don't regret that. I'm still not able to get over this book. This is the kind of book that will stay with you for a long time. Since the narrator is completely unbiased while reading this book, he has provided all information in a very crude way, and the reader is also expected to be quite unbiased while reading this book. I hope you liked my opinion on this masterpiece. Please suggest me some more books of absurd literature if you have read. See you in the next video with another classic book review. Bye bye.